And we are back. Christopher, you talked about the civil war in Islam. Talk about the role of religion, as you see it, in the conflict we are now involved with.
Well, people attack the president for all kinds of things that he said or appeared to say about religion, but and some of which have been rather ill-considered, including the statement that Islam is a religion of peace, which I would say was a statement that was non-true rather than untrue. The Christian churches, almost in their entirety, I believe, were opposed to the regime change in Iraq. So was the President's own church, the United Methodist Church, for example. It was very interesting to me to find how completely useless Christianity was in a struggle of this kind. It was awful to find that Christianity was a religion of peace, or at least of pacifism and of surrender. The Church, as far as I know, has not endorsed any war as just since it supported General Franco's invasion of Spain to destroy the Spanish Republic with a Muslim mercenary army in the 30s on the side of Hitler. I think this is a wonderful occasion to discuss what the real value of religion in politics, international affairs, is. The difficulty for me is that while we are, in a sense, objectively committed to secularism for our own society and in others, if you take, say, just the case of Palestine, American support has, and Israel, American support has up till now gone to the Wahhabi royal family that pumps out anti-Semitic propaganda and anti-American propaganda, but was considered our ally in the Middle East, to Israeli settlements which were run by messianic fanatics who wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for American aid, and to extreme Christians, mainly in the United States, who hope that out of this conflict they can bring on Armageddon and the apocalypse. So what is otherwise a perfectly soluble problem, division of Palestine between its Arab and Jewish inhabitants, is made impossible by monotheism.
No, it's made impossible.
Completely poisoned by it.
Well, it may be poisoned by the fusion of monotheism with politics, and that's the issue. The issue is not the relevance of faith. The issue is the fusion of faith with political power, and this is something that...
Well, if you believe that Jesus coming back very soon is going to kill everyone who doesn't agree with him, how do you keep that out of politics?
Well, I think you have to develop...
The belief is political. I'm sorry, Andrew.
No, it's not. Belief can't... It is possible, and if you believe John Locke, I mean, maybe you don't, but it is possible and should be possible, in fact essential, given our human experience. Christianity is not innocent in this regard. The 16th and 17th centuries were religious wars. People were murdered in large numbers, and out of that experience, that some things you may believe in are still not so important they're worth killing other people for, came liberal democracy. Our very system of government came out of resistance to the power of religion in politics.
Absolutely.
And what we're fighting for in this war, and I wrote this just at the very beginning of this war, is the possibility of religion outside of politics. And when you read the Gospels, I think that the overwhelming message is exactly that. My kingdom is not of this world, our Lord said. And there is a distinction between what Caesar is and what I am. And the idea, I mean, I think that the idea that Muslims could create a warrior theology out of Islam is much less amazing than that Christianity might do such a thing. And I also believe that that kind of fundamentalism and zeal, in which you think your truth is so important, you should kill another person to save his soul, is as dangerous in this country as it is anywhere else. It's not gotten to the same lengths, but I see the same glint in the eye of someone like Jimmy Swaggart or Pat Robertson and some of the forces that this president is riding to victory on. And I worry. I do not want this to become a war between fundamentalist Christianity and fundamentalist Islam. It is a war between fundamentalist religion and liberal democracy. And I say that as a believing Catholic.
Well, it's a civil war also within the other monotheisms, and after all, more than half of American Jews and more than half of Israeli Jews have always favored a two-state solution that grants self-determination to the Palestinians. They just can't get their way because of this nutcase zealot minority.
We within the religious faiths
so
also have to fight.
There has to be a civil war within Judaism, if you like, and there is one going on in Islam very clearly, and they're trying to... The fascist side wants to... They want to export that war to where we live to try and win it, so they've really involved us in their war, and... it's not my province, Andrew, but the Christian churches can't seem to make up their mind whether we are fighting for our civilization or not, or whether we should feel guilty about existing.
Hierarchies.
To be continued.
Yes.
Which we had another hour. Andrew Sullivan, Christopher Hitchens, come on back.